Alright, so welcome back again. My name is Jesse, and in this wonderful and exciting tutorial, we're trying to see how to build a very simple app using Streamlit, right? So this is a very simple fun app which I got the idea from Data Professor when he showed us how to mirror a test, right? How to write test upside down. So that is the same idea I got from Data Professor, right? So shout out to Data Professor. Okay, so let's see this simple app. This is a very simple app. I just built it just for fun, so let's see whether I'll be able to do that. So this is a very simple app in which when you paste in a test, you're going to get the upside down view of it, or the mirror view of that particular test. So as you can see, this is hello Streamlit, and this is the mirror view or upside down view of hello Streamlit, right? Very nice. So let's see how to work with it. So I'm just going to go back again, and let's pass in the test like hello world, right? If I pass in the test hello world, let's make it bigger, right? I want to turn it upside down, so I can just select turn it upside down. I can also do it as the reverse option. So I go with turn it upside down, I can encode it. So if I encode, it's going to encode a test hello world, and it's going to give us our result in upside down. As you can see, this is in the format of upside down. So I can copy and copy to clipboard, right? By clicking on this, I can get it to clipboard. Perfect. And I can paste it back again. This is the upside down version of the test. Then I can also decode it, right? So let's decode. You can get the original test here, right? Hello world. So that is a very simple app if you're trying to build. You can also reverse a test. So let me come back again and put in Streamlit is cool. Streamlit is cool. I want to reverse this particular one. Come back down here, reverse the test, encode it. I'm calling it encode just to make it easy for us. So Streamlit is cool. This is it, right? This is a reverse test. I can also come back, copy this, paste it here, which is the reverse test, and then decode it, right? So that's a very simple app that you'll be trying to build using Streamlit. So in case you also want to have this app already, you can just go to DataCTF. If you go to DataCTF app ciphers analyze, you can also do the same thing here. So this is a new platform that is coming. It's already available, but it's still in beta. Right, DataCTF, you can check it out. Let me know your opinion about it. So if I paste it here, right, or let's paste in something like the same thing, hello world, right? Hello world. I can do a lot of cipher. There are a lot of ciphers you can check out. There is Caesar cipher, there is rotating, and the rest. So I can just go back to encode, analyze this particular test, and it's going to give us the result here, in which you can copy and paste it, right? Very nice. So this is a simple app. You can check it on DataCTF/apps. Perfect. So let's see how to build this simple app from scratch using Streamlit. So I'll go back again to my workspace, which is here, right? And I'm going to stop the old app. So I'll stop this one, and then let's create another one. So get out of this place, and let's create a new app. So mkdir, let's call this app as my simple app. Make it bigger so that I can see. So I'll create a simple app. So in order to save us time, let's use WebGenesis. So WebGenesis, let's call this one as my mirror test app, right? You're using WebGenesis to create it, right? Perfect. So let's move into mirror test app. As you can see, we have our app and then our data. So let's open it with Sublime, and you can start writing some code. So I'll come back to the app.py file. We already have our boilerplate code here. So we have a simple Streamlit app here, right? In the coming future, there's going to be multi-page which is coming, so stay tuned for it. It's in the pipeline. Okay, so let's move on from here, right? Now let's build our first option. As you can see from the app, we had a place to receive input from the user, another place for the selection of the reverse, and one for the encode and decode, and another place for the result. So I'll come down to the app here, and let's build that one. So this is going to be a very simple one. So let's build a form. It's going to be a form. So let me position it well. But let's go with st.form. Let's pass in the name of the form. So key. Let's go as my form, right? Perfect. Then let's give it our term. So the first one is going to be our raw test that you want to pass there. So our raw test is going to be st.test area. Now you can specify the dimension of the test area, but let's go with the simple one. So enter test here. and let's give it some button. So we'll be giving it the selection option and a button. So let's call it as my tax choice, the particular choice I want. So st.select box, which in this case we will have our tax or our tax. This is going to be in a format of a list what we want. So we want to get the upside down, so upside down or mirror, and then we also want the reverse. These are the two stuff we need, right? Then let's also create our button. So to create a button, the simple way is just go with the st, but let's create two buttons. So I'll be using the column, so column 1, column 2. Let's call it as C1, C2 for column, right? st.columns. Then it's going to be 2, right? So you can just go back with C1, right? That is going to be a button dot form sub C1.form submit button, right? So this is going to be our form submit button, and this is going to be having a label. So let's give it a label of encode, right? So let's equate this one to my encode button. So we can just give this one as my encode button, right? And I'll do the same thing for the decode. So I'll copy this and I'll repeat it for the decode button. So this is going to be C2 for column 2. This is going to be named as decode, and then this is going to be termed as decode. Perfect. So let's see what you have done so far. So I'll come down to where the app was running, right here, and then we will start running the code. So this is where the app is, and now let's run it. So it's going to be Streamlit run app.py. We are using the newest version of Streamlit, but any version of Streamlit will work. From version 1 and upwards will work. So it's going to open it for me, and then let's position it right while it's opening. Perfect. So it has opened perfectly for us, right, using our default browser, and I've positioned it. So this is the app, and then this is the code, right? Perfect. So let's change this one from hello Streamlit to something like, let's say, let's change this one from Streamlit app to mirror your test app. So mirror your test app. Can give it a better name anyway, like upside down app, mirror your test app, and let's call it as hello Streamlit, right? So it's going to go with always rerun, and then now we have mirror your test app, and we have, as you can see from here, we have this option here, right? You have the two buttons. We have encode and decode. If I open it like this, you can see we have the encode button here, decode button here. We have the options of upside down, reverse. So the next option is to provide a place in which we can paste in our test, right? So let's see how to do that, the result of the test. So let's come down here. So this is going to be the next option. I'm going to say that, okay, so after that has been done, we need to be able to work on it. So let's say if the person enter in the button, so we're going to say that, okay, if the encode button is clicked on, right, if the person click on the encode button, I want you to create two columns. So column 1, column 2 for the layout, st.columns. Let's give it as 2 columns, right? And now we can just move on and say, okay, wait, column 1, I want you to put the original test, so st.info. So it's going to be the original test the person placed, so original test. Then I'm going to pass in st.write that particular original test, right? So raw test. Then for the column 2 and the layout 2 is going to be st.success, because that's been able to process something. It's going to be the result, and then for the result I'm going to come down here and then pass in the result here, right? st.code so that it'll be able to be copyable. So it's going to be result, right? Something like that. So let's see whether what you have done is going to work. So I'll come down here and I'm going to write in a simple test. So let's come back, hello, right? And then from there I can scroll down to my app. So let me make it bigger so you can see, right? If I come down here and I click on encode, we must have that showing the result here. So column 1 is not defined because we spelled it wrong. So I'll come down here and then go back with this L. We forgot the L. So now it's going to pick it up and everything is going to work for us. So let's pass in hello, our favorite term. Encode, we must see the hello here, right? Perfect. So we see the hello and we see the result here. Now we need to be able to add another function to do the processing of the upside down encoding, right? So I'll come down to the app here, then from the top of it, from the app, we are going to create some two functions. Let's create the functions. So let's put as the main functions for the stuff. So we'll be having the upside down encode. We'll be using a simple dictionary, right? So the basic idea behind this upside down stuff is that if I have a word like, let's say A, right? Let's call it this. So A, yeah, must have a dictionary of the word A and then the mirror image of A right here. So let me paste it there. Right, so you must have the mirror image, right? Then after getting a mirror image, right, you must get the mirror images of them. So there's going to be something, say a lookup or a dictionary. So we can call it as, let's say, mirror lookup, right? Right, perfect. That is going to be the first one, and then we need another one for the inverse. So let's say inverse mirror lookup dictionary, right? So which is going to be the opposite. So this is going to be the opposite. So the mirror word and then the alphabet. So that is the basic understanding. So we have one for the mirror lookup. We have the normal alphabet, right? And then the mirror image of that particular alphabet. The inverse mirror is going to be the mirror image and then the original alphabet. Then the next thing is going to be creating a dictionary, right? So this is going to be a dictionary. This is already a dictionary, but we're going to use a simple function to look up and then replace, right? That's the basic understanding. So let me bring out these particular dictionaries to make it easy for us. So this is what I mean, right? So we have a dictionary, right, of the normal alphabet together with the mirror image. So for B, we have the mirror image. So all of the different alphabets, not just the alphabet, but you also added the different, both in capital letters and then both in special characters like punctuations, and then their inverted or upside down image, right? Perfect, for every single character, right? So this is going to make it very easy for us. And we did the same thing for the inverted or inverse mirror lookup, which is going to be the opposite, the mirror image or the upside down image, and then the actual alphabet, right? Very nice. So this is the two dictionaries that is the most important. Now let's work on the lookup function, lookup and replace function. So it's going to be a very simple function. So let's go just upside down do not spell it encoder, right? Let's give it the name of the function. This is going to pick in a term, whatever term that is passed there, and we're going to be splitting those terms and replace them through looking up through the dictionary. Right, so let me explain it. So this is similar to what we did some time ago. I'm not sure if you remember. We did some coding some time ago. So let me explain it so that you can see. So I just go with IPython. During the 7 days of Streamlit, we use the same approach in creating the lead converter. So that is the same idea we are using. So let's say I have a dictionary called, let's say, my dictionary. So my dictionary section, which in this case is going to have, let's say, A, and then this is going to be, let's say, alpha, something like this, right? And then B, this example, so B is equal to another B, say 6, right, or 9, something like this. This is a dictionary. So in case I want to replace my words there, I can just pass in my term. So let's say I have a term. This term is going to be A, B, A, right? Something like that. So in case I want to replace it, I can just go with, say, for I in the particular term that I have, but I must convert this term into a list, right? Then after converting, I can say that, okay, for that particular word, print I. If I go with this, it's going to print ABA, right? That is the first rule. Then I need to be able to replace it per dictionary, the dictionary that I have above. So I'll be using a simple rule to help us with that, which is going to be, so it's going to be something like this. So print, right? Then I want to pick the dictionary. So my dictionary dot get, I'm going to pass in I replaced by I, right? If I go with this option and I go back and I print it, and now we have changed it well, right? So you could see that ABA has become arroba 9 and then arrow bar, right? That is the basic understanding behind it. So we are just using the same approach. We are picking the terms that we had, ABA, and then we are looking through this particular dictionary and finding their counterpart, right? Their equivalent. That is a basic understanding. So that's the same idea we are using for this, right? So again, you are looping through the same thing. You are converting them into a list, looping through it, and then you are replacing A with that particular counterpart using this particular approach. The get allows it to be able to avoid errors of the index error, right? Not found. Okay, so let's go back again and apply the same particular function here. So let's go with result. Then let's join them together. So we'll be using join. Then you just go with the same thing we did. So let's call as my mirror lookup dot get I and an I. Perfect. Then for I in the list of the terms, let's convert that particular to the term. That's all, right? Terms, that is all. We could have made it dot lower, but because we have uppercase there, we just allow it like that. But that is all that we need. So this is the simple function we need. Then now we can return this result. Perfect. So that is for the encoder. We can also do the same thing for the decoder. So for the decoder, let's call it as decode, and do the same thing, but this time we'll be using the inverse mirror, right? The same code above is what you are doing there. So let's apply this particular function instead. So I come down here, and if that is produced, let's call it as my result. Now apply the function called upside down encoder, and I'll pass in my raw test. So it's going to bring the result here. So let's check it out. Position it beside it, and then we'll see whether everything is working as expected. So let me paste in a test called hello, and then when I paste in the test, let's check and see. So we are going to encode the term hello, and let's see whether it's going to give us the result. You can see that so terms is not defined. The reason terms is not defined is that we must come back to the top of our file here and define it as term, not as terms. We call this one as what? Terms. But let's call it as term because that was the name of this particular variable. So term, right? If I save it, and now if I run it again, we have hello. You can see that we have the word hello here, right? So I'll click on encode, and then let's see the result. Voila. So now the word has been turned to the upside down. That is the basic idea behind the entire stuff, right? That is where the magic appears. Very, very cool. So let's do the same thing for the decode, right? So if that is clicked on, you get the encode. Now let's add the other one for, so this is for the upside down. So let's make a simple condition. So if the tax choice is equal to upside down encoder, then we will apply that particular function, right? Perfect. Else if it's so else if the tax choice is equal to reverse, then we just add the reverse option. So reverse is very simple. We just pick the raw text, and let's convert the entire tab into a string first. String the raw text, then just go with this option. So, and so this basic Python, this is just Python function to reverse a test. Then now we can just work on. So this is going to both do the upside down and then the reverse, right? So if I come back here and I say hello, reverse is going to give us, if I pick the reverse option, I go with encode, it's not going to give us all, I don't know how to pronounce it anyway. See that has reversed it, ole. Right, it has reversed it for us, and because we use code, we can copy to clipboard. Perfect. Now we are done with the encoding option, right? This is for the encoding. Now let's try for the decoding. So for the decoding, I'll just do the same thing. I can copy this entire stuff. This I'm doing dry here, right? I'm repeating myself, but let's do it like that just to make it easy. Cool. Right, so if this button, so if decode button is clicked on, then the same thing that we did have above, we want to go back again, and then go with the decode. So this is going to be decoder. So this is going to be upside down decode. Let's see the name we used. It's upside down, right? Okay. Yep. So if the task choice is not, this is wrong. Encode, this is uniform. Right. So if task choice is go to upside down, which is referring to this upside down we had here, right? And then reverse, which is here, based on the button that the person has clicked on, we will just go for the decode. So if it is decode, we will just pick the upside down and then decode the test. If it's for reverse, we are going to keep the reverse as the same, because reverse of every reverse is a reverse. It doesn't matter if it is reverse. Once you apply the same reverse algorithm, it's going to give you the same on reverse test. So this is going to stay constant. So let's go back and check it out. By now we are finished with the app. We are done with the app. So now let's see. Hello. If I go with encode, we are going to get Oli. Ole. Oh, okay. Ole. And I'll put it back again and click on decode. We must get the original test. Hello. Yeah, right. Perfect. That means it's working. So let's go back again and get the mirror image of hello world. Streamlit school. It's cool. Right. Let's see the mirror image of hello world Streamlit school. Encode this. And now we're going to get hello world Streamlit school. How it is doing it is so funny. So if I put a mirror to it, you're going to get the opposite of it. That is something very nice. So we are done with the app. So to recap, we built a very simple app using a concept that was shown to us, or an idea I got from Data Professor about upside down test, right? And I found out the means of building something similar in Streamlit. So we have the mirror lookup. We have the inverse lookup. That is the basic understanding behind it. We have a dictionary of every character and then their mirror character, right? Which is it here. And we did the same thing for the inverse mirror lookup, right? To get the decoding. Then we created a simple function that loops through the particular term and then get the correspondent and then return it, right? Perfect. The same thing for the decoding. Then we created the main app. We had a simple form that receives a test and then a choice. Then you had two buttons, that one encode and decode. Then if the person clicks on the encode button, we get the result for the encoding, right? We apply the function. If the person clicks on the decode button, we get the other result. That is the basic overview of this app. So thank you for watching the tutorial. See you another time, and check the links below for some interesting material. And you can also get more of these apps, these features on Dataset, right, which I've implemented there. You can check it out later on. So thank you for watching. See you another time. Paka. Bye.